I am not a crook. Nixon knows he's and he says, there's nothing I can do about it. Nobody's gonna trust me at this point. I gotta step down. Hand me some cookies.
Hello, I'm Bob Odenkirk, and today we're going to talk about disco demolition.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Thanks, Bob. You okay?
My first sip. Well, I guess our story really begins in 1977 with the massive success of disco, which is a terrible form of music. Anyway, 1977, Saturday Night Fever, very popular movie, blah, 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 everyone loved it. At WDAI in Chicago, we're Disco DAI. All disco, all day and all night. Okay, so Steve Dahl is a DJ, 24 years old, at the Loop, WLUP, 97.9, and it's a rock and roll station. Steve Dahl says, F you, I'm not gonna play disco music. And Steve is having a good time, and he's blowing up disco records. So on the radio, he's like, we got a disco, look, Kiss made a disco record, I'm gonna blow it up. And he'd play it and then scratch the needle on the record and then press a cart tape and explosion sound and then laugh and then do other dumb shit.
Like my favorite, Imus. What?
Not like Imus.
Okay.
Very much like Stern. I mean, truly, but actually before Stern. So it's 1979. Jeff SCHWARTZ is the promotions kid, and he goes to Mike Veck at the White Sox. So he goes, let's do a disco demolition at White Sox Comiskey Park for your teen night. Mike Veck is like, great, I love Steve Dahl. They hire a guy to put the explosives in. We need you to blow up records. How many records? Well, I don't know, 2,000. Okay, hold on a second. Slow down. I need some goddamn real explosives here. All right, well, whatever you need, you're the pro. Hell yes, I am. Just got back from the Nam about 5 years ago. Anyhow, I will put your explosives together for you. So Steve's on the radio for weeks going, I got disco demolition coming up. Come to Comiskey Park and bring a disco album. They'll take your album, they'll put it in a bin. You'll pay 98 cents for a ticket, and then in between games, I'm gonna blow up all those albums. We're gonna destroy disco, ha ha ha. So the night of the event comes, July 12th, 1979. Steve's like watching, holy shit. Kids are showing up. They're showing up in droves, showing up. 15,000, 20,000, 30,000, A. The first game is nuts. Kids in the stands have records. They're throwing them. Record albums come flying out of the stands, cutting into the grass. Harry Carey's kind of liking it, you can tell. Hey, all right, everybody calm down. And Jimmy Pearsall's taking it way too seriously. These kids, look at this. This is a disgrace. Anyhow, game ends, first game ends, Sox lose. That's not helpful. And Steve, they drive out to like center field. This crate has been set up. So he gets on a mic and he goes, party! Yeah! Okay, disco sucks. Disco sucks. They start chanting, disco sucks. There's big banners, disco sucks, and it's kind of intense. So Steve's like, all right, I'm gonna blow him up. He puts way too much real explosives. Perfect storm. So Steve pushes the thing, then big explosion, flying everywhere in center field. You can't play another whole game in that. That alone is the end. That's the end. Only that isn't the end. So then these 7 kids climb over the wall, more kids, getting unhinged. There's too many kids on the field. Holy sh**, I'm on the, Comiskey Park, the field where Babe Ruth hit home runs. They're running around the bases. Look at me, I'm gonna slide. Kids are pitching, I'm a pitcher, woo! Meanwhile, crazy Vietnam vet on his motorcycle going like, I did it. I really did it. And Harry Carey is up in the booth going, hey, it's a good time, everybody. Let's sing a song together. Take me up to the, you know this, sing along. Okay, let's all get off the field now. How about it? Then the kids are like, well, no, not that. They call the Chicago police. They sent riot police, full riot gear. The cops come, said, I'll teach you to be a teenager. A whack in the head. And arrested 39 people for vandalism and shit. They call the game. The White Sox are forced to forfeit. And hey, they say it killed disco. It did not kill disco. What it did, potentially, that was actually meaningful. This event was like one massive tweet sent out by a generation of kids. And they pressed a button and said, we don't like disco that much, okay? That's essentially what the event was. And if it killed disco, it just sent a message that said, maybe everybody doesn't love this 24/7. I would like to do some disco lyrics right now.
Okay, go ahead.
Baby, oh yeah, tonight's the night. Tonight's the night. Nights, the night of nights, the night, all right, the night. All right, I get it. Duly noted, thank you. Just the worst.
Hello, I'm Doug Jones, and today we're going to talk about W.C. Minor, the most important man behind the most important book in the English language. That's not what you wanted.
No, but I love it.
Okay. In 1863, W.C. Minor graduated from Yale Medical School as a surgeon, and he joined the U.S. Army. He had blood in his hands, and he was trying to put people's brains back into their heads, and he was like, oh my God, this is f***ed up. This is messing up my head. They diagnosed him with delusional paranoia. I gotta get out of here. I'm gonna move to London. February 17th, 1872. W.C. Minor wakes up in the middle of the night in a paranoid fit. He grabbed his gun. He thinks that a man has broken into his home and is trying to kill him. He runs outside. At that very moment, George Merritt was on his way to work at a brewery. Like, I'm on my way to work. I got 6 kids. My wife, Eliza, is pregnant. Ain't life glorious? He turns around. He sees W.C. Minor run out of his house with a gun. Minor shoots George Merritt, fatally wounding him dead in the neck. W.C. Minor gets entered into the Broadmoor Asylum for the Criminally Insane. So because W.C. Minor is a prestigious doctor, he gets special treatment in the asylum. They give him 2 cells. They reunite him with all of his possessions. He has so many books that he takes his 2nd cell and turns it into a library. However, he's still racked with the tremendous guilt over this murder. So W.C. Minor contacts the murderer. He wrote to his victim's widow, Eliza Merritt. Eliza pays Minor a visit. He said, "Thank you for coming today, Mrs. Merritt." Should I say Miss Merritt, now that you're single?
Too soon.
Too soon. All of a sudden, she notices behind him that the guy's got a lot of books. So she says, like, I noticed you had a lot of books. What kind of books do you got? Nothing much, just a bunch of, like, interesting books by people like Jonathan Swift. She's like, I love Jonathan Swift, Gulliver's Travels. That's like my favorite book. He's like, me too. Like, OMG, you're just like me. She starts coming to visit him at the asylum like once a month, Every time she brings a bundle of new books for him, he's giving her some books from his library. This is crazy. This is the guy that murdered her husband, and they're like, have a book club? What? In one of these bundles of books, there's a notice from a man named James Murray. Heary, heary. All yo bibliophiles out there, listen up. I am writing the very first Oxford English Dictionary. We are looking for volunteers to submit your words along with quotations from the English literature. W.C. Minor sees this notification. He's like, this is what I was born to do. W.C. Minor writes into James Murray and says, will you please see it in your hearts to allow me to contribute to your great Oxford English Dictionary? And they kind of look at this letter and they're like, yeah, dude, of course. Here's a list of words. Bonnet, boner, bona fide. He takes this list of words and he's like, okay, I'm like a search engine. I'm gonna like spend the next year of my life going through hundreds and hundreds of books looking for uses of these words. The years go by, W.C. Minor's like doing all this work and getting so much joy out of it. It's giving him so much purpose in his life. So finally, after years of correspondence, they finally meet face to face. They sit down and they chat. And these guys completely hit it off. They share their love for the rich complexity of the English language. They're like BFF overnight. And James Murray gave him his 6 completed volumes of the Oxford English Dictionary and said, thank you for your hard work and dedication. You dedicated so much of your life to the Oxford English Dictionary. And he's like, you're welcome. W.C. Minor contributed somewhere in the neighborhood of about 200,000 quotations for the Oxford English Dictionary. The end.
Let's cheers to him. WC.
Hello. Today, we're going to talk about the day that the king met Nixon. My favorite story of all time is Elvis was out in LA and they were at a dinner and the people he was with were like, hey, that guy over there is huge in the voiceover animation world, but he is a federally licensed narcotics officer. It's the ultimate badge. You can do anything with it. You can pull over any car, anything in the world, and Elvis becomes obsessed. He walks up to the guy, introduces himself. Guy shows his badge. I am the guy. I can arrest everyone in here right now. And suddenly Elvis is like, I have to have that badge. I need that badge. How can this guy, if he has a badge, Mr. Do the crazy funny woodcock voice? No, I can do it. It drove him nuts. Going to Washington, this badge is f***ing happening. Let's go. Elvis writes a letter to Nixon while on the plane. They land and he drops it off at the front of the White House. It was shocking. No celebrities want to hang out with Nixon. So when he reached out, they're like, Elvis wants to meet with you. This can't hurt matters. Don't you want to see what Elvis has to say? Why not? He's like, yeah, arrange it. Yeah, I want to meet him. Let's see what's going on. And Elvis comes in, and Nixon looks at him and is like, I was crazy, man. You dress really crazy, man. He's like, hey, you have your get up, I have mine. Okay? Nixon's like, yeah, I'm glad you came by. I want to meet you. Good to see you. And Elvis does the hard sell, saying he needs the badge. Well, I care, man. I care about what's going on with these people, and I care about the hippies and everything that's being said right now, man. It's terrifying. People that are saying things about you, and the people that are saying things about me. And that's why I'm happy to be here, man. But I need this badge. This is so big for me. I need it. And Nixon really takes it in, kind of asks his aide. He's like, can we do this? And the aide comes back and says, I'm sorry, it's done. Cannot get this badge. Sorry, Mr. Presley, you cannot. You have no qualifications in our mind to have this badge. Sorry, brother. I'm loving it. And Nixon decides to give him this badge. So Elvis goes back to get photos taken, but then Elvis is a licensed and registered federal narcotics agent. So Elvis had police lights, would pull people over. Do you have any idea how fast you're going? Another time, he saw this crazy lunatic guy. The guy was allowed inside. Everyone's like, why is this crazy person being allowed inside? He's like, no. He's all right, man. He's okay. He's part of this team. We're gonna work with him, man. He's funny. And then Elvis liked him, loved him, and then got tired of it. So he said he had to go home. So Elvis was gonna pay for his flight home. Come back, some jewelry's missing. So they figured out this guy had stolen some jewelry. Elvis freaks out. He's gonna regret the day he stole that jewelry, man. He messed with the wrong guy. The guy was about to take off, and then he sees Elvis running next to it in a jumpsuit, holding a real federal narcotics badge. So the plane stops, they pull the guy out. Elvis pulled the plane over to pull this guy off and interrogate him, of which Elvis had a couple random questions. Where'd you get the jewelry, man? And he just cried and said, I got the jewelry here, I'm so sorry. You shouldn't have taken that, but you're all right. So we're good, man. Gives him like $200 and then buys him an air ticket out. And you know, everything's just a little bit safer in that part of Memphis. You feel it? Hey, do you feel it? Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, bye.